Okay, for the sake of time, let's just pretend that I didn't already try to record this and ended up just recording my screen because I put the wrong camera on. There are a few things that people don't seem to actually understand about atheism. And I'm going to try and shit on those today because they are huge pet peeves of mine. The first one being, atheism is as much of a belief as anything else. Wrong. Wrong, and I'm going to show you for why. The dictionary definition of atheism. Atheism is, in a broad sense, the rejection of belief in the existence of deities. In a narrower sense, atheism is specifically the position that there are no deities. Most inclusively, atheism is the absence of belief that any deity exists. It is the absence of belief. It doesn't have a belief system. It merely relies on proof. It relies on things that are observable and things that they can understand. If it doesn't specifically mean anything about, well, it doesn't pertain itself to religion. It's just things like spirituality. Like, there is no way that we can observe reincarnation, for instance. So atheists don't believe in it because there's no proof. That seems to be a word that people dislike, proof. And just because that is a definition from Wikipedia, I'm going to look at it in the Oxford Dictionary. Disbelief or lack of belief in the existence of God or gods. So again, no belief. There you go. Collins Dictionary, rejection of belief in God or gods. Rejection of belief. Even the Urban Dictionary, a person who lacks belief in a god or gods, or a person who believes that no god or gods exist. The Urban Dictionary, even the Urban Dictionary knows that this is stupid. Let's have a look at the Free Dictionary. Disbelief in or denial of the existence of God or gods. I think that should be enough. That's like, what, 4? Anyway, yeah, so atheists don't rely on belief, they rely on empirical evidence, like a posteriori knowledge as opposed to a priori knowledge. Norwich. Anyway, not to get too much into it, but a priori knowledge is primarily based around knowledge that is pertained through reasoning, whereas a posteriori knowledge is knowledge that you can back up with empirical evidence. Think of it as like when a lady has a posterior that she's backing up onto you. She's backing up her evident what? This bit isn't even important. Why am I even talking about this? Summarise. Said it like 8 times. Atheism's not a belief system. Stop calling it a belief system. It's the denial of belief. It's like black. Black isn't a colour. Black is the absence of colour. You don't call it a colour. Well, some people call it a colour, but it's a tone. It's a different thing entirely. My second pet peeve. Atheism is close-minded. Why did I do it in a New Zealand accent? And why did it sound like Tim Minchin's Target in Storm? Anyway, atheism is arguably the least closed-minded position that you can stand in, primarily because it's like the base. It's what you build your knowledge from. And the thing is like, this bit particularly pertains to scientists, and I like to think of myself as not a scientist, but an empiricist, someone who requires proof, that if we're wrong, we admit it. We look like fucking idiots, mostly because we turn like a shade of a tomato red from embarrassment, but we admit it when we are proven wrong. Whereas theism is the denial of proof so that you can continue believing in something. If anything, belief systems that are already set up, like theists, are the most closed-minded because they deny proof so that they can continue believing. Whereas atheists have to accept the fact that there is proof and that they are wrong. Usually people who say atheism is closed-minded are people who don't like the word proof. It's like, you want evidence? Why would you want evidence? So that you can prove that this is a thing, and then you're not just bullshitting me. No, I'm not going to buy a £2,000 crystal ball. Get off my front step, you hobo. Okay, so to summarise of my 2 pet peeves, it's not a belief system, it's a lack of belief, and atheism isn't closed-minded. Some atheists might be closed-minded, but atheism as a subject is closed-minded. And saying that all atheists are the same, like we're all people who are going out of our way to disprove religion and be dicks is exactly the same thing as saying that all Christians are members of the Westboro Baptist Church or the Ku Klux Klan, and all members of Islam are ISIS, and that all Spaniards are dickheads. I don't know, I couldn't think of anything else. If you have a question, or you want to challenge me on about atheism, or any other philosophy in particular, feel free to comment. Just don't be a dick about it. No dicks in here. Just vaginas. I can't remember what I'm doing.